Hello and welcome back to the FC's Football channel and to today's match preview of the Manchester United versus West Brom game. Now let's look at West Brom. They're currently sat in 18th in the Premier League, obviously being the relegation zone, and are currently the worst defensive team in the league, having conceded 17 goals already this season. Now, West Brom would usually play with a back five consisting of Branislav Ivanovic, Semi Ajayi, and a third centre back, often being someone like Kyle Bartley, and of course former Manchester United Academy graduate Sam Johnston in goal. So it'd be nice to see him return to Old Trafford. West Brom will usually try and sit back with that fire at the back and hit teams on the break using their front line of Callum Robinson, or as West Brom fans have dubbed him, CR7, and Carlin Grant. West Brom have former Chelsea defender Branislav Ivanovic and Stark playmaker and creator Matthias Pereira back from injury / COVID-19 isolation. So they will be a massive boost to this West Brom team that only just suffered defeat against Tottenham in their last game. Now, an advantage West Brom have, of course, over Manchester United is the fact the majority of their players would not have been on international duty, meaning they've had, 2 weeks to prepare for this game. While Manchester United, we've had players like Donny van der Beek, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Alex Telles, David De Gea, so on and so forth, all going out into international duty. So they will be little less prepared, and they would have more. Yes, they have more game time in their feet, but that means they are a bit more fatigued as well, especially given the amount of fixtures these players have already played. But when we are looking at Manchester United, we of course do have left back Alex Telles back after he's served his isolation period after a positive COVID-19 test, and looked very good in training for Brazil, and of course is in training for Manchester United. So he looks set to start, with left back Luke Shaw still currently injured. In more bright news, alongside Telles, Eric Bailly is back in training, so should hopefully be in contention to maybe not start this week, but in a few weeks coming in some of the next few games, which are difficult to be fair. We've got Besiktas in the Champions League next, then we go to Southampton, then we got RB Leipzig before we go to West Ham and then PSG. Is it? I think that's right. So we've got a difficult run of fixtures. In other news, of course, like I mentioned, Luke Shaw is still injured, as is Jesse Lingard, while Marcus Rashford and Victor Lindelof both picked up knocks during international break / before the international break. Obviously, that kept Rashford out of all of England's games during the international break, while Lindelof picked up a knock against France, and he did play, I believe, in Sweden's last game of the international break, but he may not be 100% for this game, while Mason Greenwood has been out with an illness, and it will be hit or miss whether he will make the squad. On a positive, Daniel James had a fantastic end to the international break. He obviously scored and assisted in Wales' 3-1 victory over Finland, which is good for Daniel James. He needed a bit more confidence, and he needed to get back in form because he hasn't been at it good, and he hasn't been good enough for Manchester United recently. So it's good to see him get some goals and assists, and hopefully it can be a real springboard for his season. Because today, if he does make the squad, I think he will, he could well come on if Rashford isn't fully fit and 100%. And he needs to make a good impression if he does come on. So this is the team I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will play in this match. We're going for the conventional back line of David De Gea, a back four of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, but obviously Alex Telles comes in for Luke Shaw due to injury, although if Shaw was fit, I think he would have started. That midfield two of McTominay and Fred, or as some people in this fan base are renaming it, McFred, because these two players shouldn't be playing together really, and they do the job of one player, but they have to do it together because neither of them are experts at this role, and they need to protect the back line, which isn't strong enough. I don't think McTominay should be playing. I don't think he's been exceptional, but I think Ole will stick with it. I think Ole likes these two players because they are willing to put it all on the line for the shirt, and they'll keep running, and they're easy to coach, I think. But at the same time, I think that we lose something with them too when we have a Paul Pogba on the bench. When we have someone who is that creative on the bench. We saw last season Nemanja Matic was playing alongside Paul Pogba, and it was brilliant at the end of last season. And this year we just don't seem to be able to trust it. However, going forward, we have Juan Mata on the right, we have Marcus Rashford on the left, Bruno Fernandes at 10, and Martial up top. Now, as you can see, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will try and play both Victor Lindelof and Marcus Rashford despite them not being fully fit. Do I think they should? No, I don't. I think especially with Victor Lindelof, I think it's a risk which we don't need to take. We've got Eric Bailly on the bench who may be fit enough, but we've definitely got Axel Tuanzebe on the bench who could come in and perform very, very well in this game if Lindelof isn't fully fit. Marcus Rashford, I somewhat get more. If he is fit, play him, because he is one of our star players, and we don't really have a player like him who can do it that good of a job on the left, apart from the man we've got up top, which is Anthony Martial, and he's our number 9 and should be our number 9. Now, I don't mind this team too much. I think if we do play this team, it's still enough to win. Do I want to see Juan Mata in that team? No, I don't. Don't think Juan Mata offers enough on that right wing anymore. I've said it so often in these watch-alongs and in these match previews that Juan Mata leaves Aaron Wan-Bissaka exposed a lot, and if Pereira is playing on the left-hand side for West Brom, which he quite easily can, he could be 1v1 against Wan-Bissaka quite often, and I feel like that could be real danger for West Brom. I think Mata comes in field far too often and tries to play that Bruno role when he's not playing that Bruno role, and I feel like that at times it becomes a deficit to the team despite how brilliant Juan Mata is when he gets on the ball and start getting the opportunity to create for this team. However, this is my team I would play. It's fairly similar what I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will pick. It's the same back line apart from I would drop Lindelof for Axel Tuanzebe. I don't think it's worth risking Lindelof if he isn't 100%, and I think Axel Tuanzebe, he's good enough to be starting for this Manchester United team as is, with Maguire and Lindelof fully fit, and I think he should be starting because of his pace alongside either Maguire or Lindelof no matter what. But especially if Lindelof isn't fully fit, it's not worth risking Lindelof if we have a very, very good centre-back in Axel Tuanzebe on the bench. Going into midfield, like I said, I wouldn't play Scott McTominay. I would play Pogba, especially against West Brom, who our team will sit back, and McTominay can't unlock a door. Neither can Fred really. Paul Pogba can. So I would say start Paul Pogba. We've seen Pogba and Fred play together quite a lot of last season, especially in the Europa League in that Sevilla game where we were fantastic in midfield. There were 2 defensive mistakes that cost us that game. Fred and Paul Pogba played together and were fantastic in that role, and I feel like they should be trusted to do it more often this season. On the right hand side, I've gone for Donny van der Beek over Juan Mata. I've done that. I think that Donny van der Beek would offer a bit more out on that right hand side. I think he'd be a bit more disciplined. And he comes from Ajax. He can play that position if he needs to. And if you saw his goal for Holland, just the Netherlands, in the international break, it was exactly what you expect from a player on that right-hand side. Came out wide, played a ball, stayed wide, kept his position, and kept the width, and came in at the right time to find the back of the net and find the goal. And that's what we need from a player out there. And I think Donny van der Beek is more than capable of doing it. He's shown his class when he has played. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to just pull that plaster off and start getting him into the game and start giving him minutes in a Manchester United shirt, because he's not doing it often enough. I would go with Marcus Rashford if he is fit. If not, like I said with Ollie's team, I'm more than happy to put Martial onto that left hand side and put Cavani up top, or put Dan James out there if so needs be. But if Rashford is fit enough to play, I would play him. Now, this game is absolutely crucial for Manchester United's season. We come into this game obviously off the back of a fantastic result against Everton in that 3-1 victory, and we look fantastic at spells. If you do want to go watch along for that game, the link is in the description and on the channel. Like I said, this game is crucial. Manchester United have lost 2 at the last 3 games, including that embarrassing defeat in Istanbul against Istanbul Başakşehir, and we're sat in 14th. We need to change our fortunes. We need to turn it around and start climbing the Premier League table. And if we don't, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is going to be on the line, and it is on the line really. Yes, we have a game in hand, and that game in hand could take us 9th. Obviously, it is against Burnley. However, that's still not good enough. We're Manchester United. We should be in the top 4. This season, the league title is up for grabs. Liverpool are in an injury crisis. Man City haven't been amazing. Leicester are currently top of the league. We beat Leicester twice last season, and we beat them to top 4. And they're the top of the league right now. We could be top if we sort ourselves out. And we're not going to win the league because we're not good enough. But at the moment, we could be in a title challenge if we start the season with any sort of form and pride ready for the shirt, which we didn't do at all. And like I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to turn these results around if he wants to keep his job. especially if these Pochettino rumours are true, if Ollie fails to win today, the fans are just going to turn more. There is a large majority of fans in this fan base that are Ollie out. And losing to West Brom, no matter what team we play, will only turn more. I don't think winning this game is going to turn any fans from Ollie out into Ollie in, but it's a start. And that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to do, and we need to make sure we win this game if Ollie does keep his job. And like I say, I expect us to do it. I don't think West Brom are good at all. Like I say, they are yet to win a game this season, and they're a team that we have to beat. And quite simply, I think we will win it. I mean, either team we play, like I say, we should be winning it. There's no excuses for not. I don't want to hear any excuse if we don't win the game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out in presses saying how the lack of a home fans at home games is at fault for our poor performances at Old Trafford, which isn't an excuse whatsoever. It's the same away. It's the same for every other club. They're not being affected by it, so we shouldn't be either. We need to pick up these results, and West Brom is a perfect start to what is going to be a difficult run when it comes to Champions League games, but in the Premier League, relatively easy run, and it has to be a good start to that run. Hopefully we can get players like Anthony Martial their first Premier League goal and really get his season up and running. But yeah, I think Manchester United, like I say, will win this game. We'll win it convincingly, and I think it's going to be a 2-0 Manchester United win. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you're new and you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload on this channel. Also, do check out the West Brom vs Manchester United watch along, which starts at 7:30 with kickoff at 8 o'clock. And links to that will be down below on the end card and on my channel, of course. Now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.